All right, you ready, Freddie?
It's hard to be homeless, isn't it?
I was looking for mints.
All right, I think we're ready to go.
Mind them?
Gum.
Oh.
So
Like cinnamon disc?
I'm good. I had some gums.
Okay. Well, we're here to accommodate.
All right, let's roll. It's working.
Okay. Good evening. Thank you all for coming tonight. We would like to open up the meeting with a treasurer's report from Amy. Amy.
Well, we're solvent, that always helps, so. Our ending balance in 10/31 was $2,722.42. And that does include money we received from the Freedom Foundation, Galen, and Unity Point. We have checks out, we paid for taxes, ink, and postage for the postcards that's coming out. So our current balance is $2,106.03. We do have some pending reimbursements from Cedar Rapids. Let's see here. And the postcards, I don't have it'll be about $400 for the postcards. And IB is supposed to give us $250, but our actual money in the bank is $2,106.03. So we will be sending in a request for some reimbursement. What's your email, Jeff?
I will send that to you. Oh, watch my email.
Yeah, watch it. I will be
Yep,
sending
yeah.
you things. So I haven't sent them in yet, so you'll be getting some. You can hand that to her. We're solvent, that's the main thing.
Yeah, we're taking this 9 years to get here, but we made it. Okay, with that, we'd like to move on to the Cedar Rapids Police Department update from Lieutenant Wells.
Overall, in the Cleveland neighborhood, things continue to be pretty quiet. There's been a slight increase just with the biggest change has been the number of assaults, but I think Jefferson's kind of included in that. Just say that those are incidents that are occurring, but that we're doing a diversion program where the kids aren't necessarily getting charged with men assaults. We're giving them other options so that they're not getting involved in the criminal justice system on stuff like that happens at school. So that's been quite a bit of those. We're taking applications from November 1st through January 5th of 23. Tonight, there is a group of individuals that have expressed some interest in our department, so they're down there this evening getting kind of acclimated to the department and getting kind of an introduction into it. And then tomorrow night, we're going to let them do their physical test out at Kirkwood. That's one of the biggest challenges we have. Like on the day of the testing, a lot of individuals don't pass the physical. So we're going to have them, we're going to proctor the physical, show them exactly what we're looking for. Those that want to do it and continue in the process, we're going to let them do it. If they pass, then their physical score will count. We'll just have to take the written down the road. And if they don't, then at least this gives them a couple months to know what their weaknesses are and what they need to work on. So hopefully we'll get some more applicants that move through the process, not just lose them right at the physical, the first step. And then just overall, this was as of November 1st, so it's gone up. But so far, our officers this year, we've had 1,103 weapons-related calls for service, 108 confirmed shots fired calls, and kind of, again, like I've said before, we've had 53 firearms stolen from vehicles as of November 1st. So, and that number is going to go up because I know we had a number of them stolen over the weekend here. So that number will go up. So if you are a gun owner, like I said, just make sure that you're keeping your gun safe, not parked, not in your car parked out in a driveway or left in a public parking lot. That would be the best. That's all I have. Yeah.
So much of this going on around the country and is so big in the news of these events, and yet the gun owners still just leave them lay in their car. And like, you're not gonna touch it because it's mine. And they don't even know who you are, they just want the gun.
Yeah.
It's not the gun that kills people, it's the people that kill people. They use a gun, they use a knife, it's whatever they got available.
So I know Annette couldn't be here tonight. I think she emailed stuff that she wanted to share.
She said she didn't have a report, she'd save it for January.
Oh, okay.
That's fair.
Are we meeting in December? Okay.
We'll let that go up for.
Okay.
You got my address to send my gift?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll make sure. Anyway,
Just leave it on the doorstep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
It should work.
sorry, I
That-
put a fire extinguisher by my front door.
You joke about that, but that kind of stuff will be increasing. So if you do have stuff
Porch fire.
coming in the mail,
Yep.
make sure, or Amazon or whatever, make sure home or have a neighbor maybe grab it, because that is one of the things around starting probably a little bit after Thanksgiving.
Build this machine that he puts in this box.
Yep.
It's got 2 pounds of glitter.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fan, and when they pick this thing up and they open the box, it's toys glitter all over the house. Then you got 2 cans of fart that this thing squirts out every 30 seconds to squeeze out.
That's been a couple years since that was invented, but still glorious.
Yeah, he's still glorious. Now we got GPS on because they throw them places and you gotta go find it because they're expensive to build. He says, so I gotta keep track of them. But some people just really enjoy this porch fire thing. It just really intrigues them. Anyway, we don't, nothing in the concerns or worries in our city as a whole. We're in good shape. The holiday season slow things down for you guys? Or
No, it'll still be busy. Kids will be back, kids will be out of school, so, yeah, it'll be busy. I mean, but we're prepared for that. We'll have some things in place for checking the malls.
the
For
gunfire
thefts.
numbers is really quite phenomenal.
Yep.
So not out of ordinary for this part of our life, but it's just phenomenal that we have that many.
Yep. That's unfortunate.
Have no answers for it. Thank you so much for protecting me and my family.
Yeah.
I appreciate what you do.
Yeah, no problem.
Really proud of you for being out there. Right. You look at, we have a good amount of young people interested in law enforcement. Based on.
Oh, our last class was kind of a mixture, so I don't know how this group is tonight. I'll know tomorrow.
How many were there tonight, right? You know?
I don't. I think there was maybe 42 are gonna be there tomorrow. I don't know how many were there
I
tonight.
think Chief German at the meeting this afternoon said they 60-some applicants, and there's like 40-some that have expressed interest in attending this thing, so.
Yeah, so it's just a pretty good percentage. And we'll still have the apps open for a while, so.
So shows that we're a city that people are willing to come and protect.
Yep.
It's one city where they can run away from.
Yep.
So, anyway.
Yep.
That's, thanks to you guys. Making that program the way for people can enjoy life. Okay, with that, let's move on to Chief Smith, the Cedar Rapids fire truck.
All right,
Company.
well,
Big
any
red
good
truck.
news, I know that Nicole always puts this out, but just best tasting water again. The tree lighting ceremony is Saturday, December 3rd at 5:30 in Green Square Park. Volunteers are still needed, so anybody that you know that needs assistance or can help with assistance, they still have that program for signing up with that. So I just wanted to highlight those few things on there. The big thing that I want to talk about is we've had, in the last 30 days, we've had 3 people die in fires. And unfortunately, both of those, one on, I think it was on Halloween, and 2 in a fire last week up on the northeast side. And unfortunately, both of those were holding house situations. What's that?
What situation?
Hoarding.
Oh, Horton House.
Yeah, so, the lady in the Halloween Day fire, took the crews a while to find her. She did live for a while. She was down at the nearby hospital. She was elderly, but, you know, quite a bit of smoke and stuff like that. But the two, last week, were, I think they worked on scene for a little bit. They were essentially, had passed away when we pulled them out of the structure. But, we're gonna start kind of, well, after the Halloween fire, we thought, we wanted to start to have plans for starting to get education programs and some, you know, just starting to talk about the problems with hoarding and the problems with, that can produce, you know, you're more likely to have a fire, less likely to be able to get out, less likely to be able to, for our crews to get in there and get out. So we were trying to kind of wait for some distance between that fire and when we started the educational program, just because there are psychological or mental illness associated with the hoarding situation. So we didn't want to put any shame upon any of the families or anything, but we're looking at probably after the first of the year to start an educational campaign with that. So the big thing is this time of year, obviously, is holiday decorations, and so just making sure that if you do have a real tree, make sure it's well watered, and unplug your lights when you leave the house if you have a real tree. So, and then just housekeeping in general. I mean, that's the big thing. Is just the more unkempt your house is, the more likely you are to not notice problems or have fires and that type of stuff. So just be careful and just follow safety tips. Make sure you use a good style quality extension cords if you're using those outside and whatnot. The other concern this time of year is obviously carbon monoxide with the furnaces and that type of stuff. So make sure you have a carbon monoxide detector in your home. And then kind of came to mind this morning after when I was watching the news with the 5 feet of snow they had up in Buffalo, but they've had a couple of people pass away from cardiac conditions shoveling snow. So just make sure you know watch your fitness levels and just take it easy and just what you have to do is do what you can. Hopefully we'll get 5 feet of snow, but certainly we have that fun, wet, heavy stuff that comes every so
Where
often.
if you jinxed us? So bad, chief.
I don't think Cedar River effect is the same as Lake.
Oh, no, but I
I like to say it.
my snowblower's working. It does not mean it doesn't work bad.
So just be careful when you're out moving snow. It stresses the body. So, and that's what I have unless there's questions.
When, this is just a thought, and goes to both of you. MC 22 has a lot of local things down there. Do you guys ever thought about doing a half-hour thing where you went on MC 22 once a month or once every 2 months and do something to, you know, explain to people the necessities of taking care of your house, making sure your batteries, just an overview of what you feel people should know and be ready for with theirs. Is that something that you could, I know a lady here that's involved with putting programs together, she could probably help you guys.
Apparently it's got all its old.
Yeah, that's easy.
Work for a company that does all this really great stuff, and I'm sure they could do something with it, but even with the police department, put something out every now and then on that channel with half hour or an hour, talking about the things that happen
It's
in
been
their
a few years
department.
ago, they used to do like this, I thought they called it news leaders, but it might have been something different, where I know I've been on there before, they used to do a segment. I don't know what the status of that is right now, but it's certainly something worth checking into.
Just like the Hawaiian Energy thing on Sunday afternoon with maybe a half hour energy saving.
Powerhouse or whatever,
Powerhouse.
but, yeah.
Yeah, just something the police department could come in and go over something that happened. And show the board would show that with a little forethought, this could have been avoided. kind of thing, and it would, with either side, with the police department and, I'm not saying most people, but there's a lot of people out there that don't read the paper that much, don't know a lot about what's going on in the fire department, and that they hear things and they move on. But this just gives us everybody a chance to see it on TV.
Yeah.
To put it out there for everybody, because everybody watches TV and enjoys it very much, I guess. We spend a lot of money every year to have one. So, but I just thought we could put something out in that nature.
What kind of resources do we have if we run across families who talk about family members that are hoarders? What kind of support do we have for them locally? Where do we point them?
That's why, I mean, off the top of my head, I'm not sure. That's one of the things we were gonna take a look at.
Yeah.
The resources there are out
It
there.
would be interesting, because I run across families, especially, kids talking about their elderly parents and just how to, like I had one family, they ended up talking into moving to New York State with one daughter, so they could essentially almost torch the house, but even though it was that bad, they wouldn't even let us in to fix a bed for them because they were ashamed of their house. Well,
And that was kind of some of the cases of last week, as I understood it, there hadn't been anybody but a couple in there
Right.
for years, kind of
Right.
same thing, and it was.
yeah,
And that's one of the things that honestly, I don't know,
Yeah.
but that's one of the things we're planning to research and.
Okay. That'd be really
see
good to
what
know.
resources are out there. I don't know if PD has.
Yeah, we have our mental health team during the day that can go out
Okay,
and then provide a lot of recommendations.
so
And
just
a lot of
contact the
hoarding-
non-emergency line and
Yeah,
say, hey,
well, a lot of times we'll get called and, housing gets involved with coming
Okay.
out and looking at the house and, we try to reach out and work with family. But our mental health team, they'll offer some suggestions. I know Aging Services here in town is a resource that, that we, share with people a lot, just to kind of get some ideas. And I think it's the Hawkeye area Aging Services
ACAP.
Center. Yeah.
It's, Heritage Agency.
Heritage.
Heritage, yeah, Heritage, yeah,
Agency.
yeah.
I don't know, I have to look it up, sorry.
Yeah.
Heritage Aging,
So I'm working, when we were doing demolition after the 08 flood, it amazed me
yeah,
the number of houses that were packed so full
Mhm.
of garbage,
Yeah.
garages. We did a firehouse over in Marion back in 2012 that it had a sunken living room in this house, and the garbage and the stuff was level from the front entry all the way to the back.
Mhm.
Didn't even know it had a sunken room in it, because there was a path
right,
about this wide that she went around to get to the kitchen to do, and she had a little area that she crawled into her bed. And everything else was, the garage was 75, maybe 80% full of bags of garbage. And you think, this over by Glenmar School and these new houses,
Mhm.
we're
Yeah.
not expecting something like that to be, but there it was. We had to go in.
Thank you.
They had a big fire, we had to tear it down.
Yeah, it's Heritage.
Yeah,
But
Yep, I got it.
just thoughts are that if you could have something come up or something for the time of year, we could put it on TV and put it out there for people to see on the local, like NC22 or on the local station, to give it half an hour every month.
or I'd be interested if maybe like Sydney could just communicate that with the school age children too. I mean, obviously they're already in the schools, that'd be an awesome feature to add.
Yep, something like that, I know.
Do they still do Channel 1 at schools anymore?
I have
No idea. Okay. That used to be a lot of stuff directly to the kids every morning back in the day. Anyway, just a thought to put something out that more people would to actually connect with and get the conversation going a little more. Anyway,
We will take a look at that.
okay, thank you. Let us know what you come up with.
All righty.
Appreciate that. October. With that, thank you so much. Steve, good to see you again. Mr. Jeff, what are you doing for the holidays? Hanging out here?
I'm going back home, but I don't have a whole lot to add to the discussion today. I think highlighting the snow buddies, and I can't remember if I sent you the list or not. I'll do so if I didn't. We had a few folks in the area around here that needed a helper. So if you know of anyone that's able to shovel sidewalks, that would be a huge help.
If we could find out who asked, we could talk
Yeah.
to their neighbors.
Yeah.
If you get us a list of who's asked in our area. That would be great.
And then I wanted to
Nicole
emphasize.
just said her long rope snowboard is working fine.
We'll get to 5 feet next week.
Yeah. Wanted to emphasize the RCR magazine too that came out last week or the week before. There's a lot of good information there about getting involved. I know, George, you go to some city council meetings here now, but if you would like to participate or check them out, you know, what are some of the language that you'll see on the meeting? How else to get involved with the city, subscribing to the newsletters.
It'll be hard to get that mayor out of her seat, but I'll go up there if you let me.
You might end up with the lieutenant stopping you if you try to.
Oh,
Uh,
Whoever puts that magazine together does a nice job.
Yeah, no,
I mean, they really do.
I will pass that along.
Yeah.
They spend a lot of time in our communications department.
Yeah, I mean, it's good information, it's good reading.
Yeah, no,
no. Very interesting about it, what it is, and how you can get involved with the whole thing.
and then you also have the Parks and Rec program, so if you are interested in any, I don't know if you've seen the belly dancing class, George.
Yeah, I did.
I
Once I
have
get her
noticed,
started, I can't get her to stop.
I have noticed that there's a lot more, like, just adult programs that you don't have to have kids, you don't have to be elderly, there's just adult programs. And like, I have a lot of community friends that are in that scope, and there just hasn't been a lot community-wise to like just do. I mean, besides Kirkwood. So it's been nice to see that in the Parks and Rec programming.
Yeah, and I don't know if we include the library programming in that as well, which
We try to share it on
Yeah, the
social
library
media, but I
has-
don't know if it's in
has
there.
some good.
Some of they have a star girl down, main library, just in case.
And every so often fire.
Hey, what's what even have a fire just to make it look real.
But that's all I have.
Yeah, we're getting close to the middle of our fiscal year, but halfway through our year.
Yep. Yeah, if you guys want to start thinking about the next year, we're gonna have work plans and budgets.
Yeah, we gotta work on that for the end of December, sorry, Jeff.
You'll be ahead of the game. So I'm not worried about y'all.
Between now and Christmas,
Not a
we
problem,
have empty.
but have lunch.
January's fine too, middle of January.
Well, gives us a reason to get together.
Yeah.
So, thank you for all you've done for us this year, Jeff. Our last meeting till the first of the next year, but, we appreciate everything you've done and the stuff that you've, looked up and adjusted and contacted people for us throughout the years. It's made our job a lot easier, and it's given us an opportunity to, look at some things that we hadn't thought about. So we want to thank you for that, as everybody here. Appreciate you guys being here.
Appreciate you.
More than you
Bring
know.
back at you.
We buy y'all an ice cream cone, but then I have to buy for the whole city.
Did you identify any more gardens in the parks in this area?
So we're still
You're
in the
still
middle
gathering,
of that
okay.
process. We have a survey, it's still open. If you're interested in participating, I will resend that link.
Also on our website, I'll also put it in the minutes.
So where we're at with that right now, and I can get them out to do a presentation in maybe January, they'll have, I think, a draft ready at that point. They are going through our inventory of 97 parks, and they've already whittled it down quite a bit on prioritizing 7 to 10 parks that are best suited for having community gardens. based on feedback and based on knowledge from the consultant in our parks department. And from there, I think they'll try and whittle it down to a few more sites,
Yeah.
3 or so. We do have the one identified at Sinclair Park, which is next to St. Wenceslaw's, sort of on the far edge of Newbo, by Metro High School. But I think, something.
That's right by the free clinic too, then. Okay. Yeah.
Not too far.
Yeah.
Some area identified on this side of town, the center, I think would be useful. Probably Cleveland, there's a lot more homes with enough green space to maybe do their own home gardens, but nearby.
We have a lot in our neighborhood that do their small garden. Brought up a question I was gonna ask you.
Well, I guess since we're talking about citywide plans, something else that will be coming up in the near future to be on the lookout for. We are updating our trails and bikeway plan. That was first done in 2010, and then was a minor update in 2015. And so that's a plan that identifies our trails throughout the city and in some cases beyond city limits. And also including our bike infrastructure on the street, and how best we can maintain that will be included in this plan. Probably some other features as well. So that will be coming up next year. We just signed a contract, I believe, with a consultant, and they will start New Year. So we'll probably have an opportunity to get out to different neighborhoods and talk about trails.
Cool.
On your magazine, the city magazine, anybody notice the history happened here signs on the front cover? That's us.
Yeah.
That was us. We started that, and now we're on the front page of the citywide. I felt pretty honored about that. Back up just a second here before we move on to, thank you, Jeff. You got anything else?
No.
Okay. Lieutenant Wells, we spent the summer listening about this oversight committee for complaints to the police department and what happened to certain incidents and stuff that they were going to come in and critique what happened on that. We've not heard anything in months about this group of somebody other than,
I'm
on
not,
there. Do you
I'm
get
not-
involved or hear anything about these people?
the only thing, I believe someone did file some injunction or something, some legal challenge to that group.
Well, yeah, there's a gentleman who everybody says they wouldn't put him on it anyhow because of reputation, but he said that it was a racist group because they demanded that half of them be black. And he says you can't have a committee that you put in there, that just a certain number have to be of a certain race in order to be a fair assessment of them. I would just wonder, overall, has the group done anything? Have they brought anything forward? Have they had any complaints?
Not that I've heard. I don't know. I believe that they have looked at several complaints, but like I said, I'm not involved, and that's all done by our internal affairs and stuff like that.
I'm sorry, what's the name of the committee? I don't-
Citizen
Citizens report, okay, thank you.
But
So I'm not-
I just thought it was weird that they put all this stuff out about the importance of it, and when they actually are doing something, we hear nothing about it.
It's a public meeting. They meet monthly.
Oh, you don't hear anything in the news about any of this.
Yeah, I mean, you don't hear a lot in the news about a lot of our committees and commissions, so you can attend and I can send you the link to the meeting. It's over at the City Services Center. And yeah, they are monthly meetings and review.
I don't know how many they actually review or what the criteria are for the review.
Okay, well, then my next question would be, I don't know what answer anyhow, so I won't ask it, but we'll move on from there then. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. Our local business directory fundraiser, that would come to our Ms. Nicole.
Yep, so we have, 3 return sponsors this year. Mr. Heatland, across the table from me, thank you. The Freedom Foundation has come back as a sponsor and they've upgraded their listing. And then Hy-Vee has also come back and they have also upgraded their listing. I'm also in talks with, IMON Communications and, a couple other smaller businesses that want to do the smaller, $25 and $75 upgraded listings. I've also just had a couple businesses reach out to be added to that, so I'm glad people are looking at it and utilizing it. Anyone who is a active member on that page obviously cares, so that means a lot to us that obviously it's building traffic not just to our website, but just a resource. So that kind of goes into the quarterly postcard campaign. Obviously I wasn't at the last meeting, but we had agreed that we were gonna get a price and the price was okie dokie. So moving forward, we need to decide what sort of programming we want to offer with the quarterly postcards. I just thought some of the most basic ones would be timing it out for like elderly assistance programs, parent assistance programs specifically for like younger children, veterans assistance programs, and then maybe just something about specific to CANA just for the first year, because that kind of hits all the, I guess, categories in our community. I'm open to other ideas. I don't know if we want to like formally create a poll or something online just to ask neighbors what we think we should be sharing about, but I really would like to get something out in January or February and do it quarterly moving forward. So I'm kind of opening the door if anybody has ideas, things to stay away from. I don't want to repeat anything the city's doing regularly. Like, I don't feel like it's necessary to maybe put in a ton of Parks and Rec information. They have their own communications. I want it to be something that if you got it in the mail, you could say, okay, this is cool. I've never heard of these programs, or hey, I have a friend that's a veteran. He might want this, or my best friend has 3 kids. I'm going to share it with them. Just some sort of communication tool that shows our value as a neighborhood association and keeps our neighbors educated. So any ideas, literally just throw them at me. I'm leaving this open.
Well, I think I've really enjoyed the paving for progress updates, especially the local ones. You know, so maybe putting a link to, because 8th Avenue will open back, well, it's open now, but I mean, it'll go back under construction next spring. And so things like that I think would be good. So people, you know, so like when we suddenly had a sign in our front yard saying there was a road closed ahead, we actually knew what was going to happen. You know? So we didn't freak out and call the city that, why is there a sign in our yard?
So you mean like just one time a year? Because
Maybe, yeah, just as one of the things, just say, hey, if you're curious about construction this summer. Boom.
Yeah, maybe that'd be a good one for
Just-
the end of spring.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's one that more is always better. We put it out in
Yeah.
different,
Right,
different
but-
forms, but
Absolutely, yeah.
if you can associate it with the
Yeah.
neighborhood association and
Right.
get it in front of someone again, I think that's
Well,
helpful.
we would use this more, correct me if I'm wrong, as directing them to where.
Yeah,
to go.
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
Information.
Yeah,
Just
So, like,
read blurbs that.
yeah.
We're putting your name, phone number, and your home address.
You can put in my phone number.
It's not a problem, too. Already got the chiefs.
So I really,
Lieutenant Walsh has got a gun signed.
I really like the idea of like in the late spring, sending out a postcard on just summer construction programming,
Yeah.
and then maybe like summer programs
Oh, yeah,
or summer
that'd be
events
good,
at the
yeah,
park.
right.
Late spring, sorry, I can type and talk at the same time. And then fall, I always think of like, back to school, like parent resources, and then also like holiday planning resources, because I mean, everybody thinks, you know, Toys for Tots is the first nonprofit that pops in the head when you're thinking about like holidays for kids, but like HACAP, Families Helping Families, Olivet, there's tons of other resources besides just one.
Police department was out at Target last weekend shopping with kids. We had 3, 4 officers out on the south side that were there. And awesome.
And I guess maybe, so
And
obviously,
highlighting the, like, the furniture rescue or whatever.
yeah, Central
Yeah.
Furniture Rescue.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
Since that's local, that's really nice to,
And it's all but in our neighborhood.
yeah, exactly.
It's just across it's across from Leonardo's now,
The old China buffet building.
Yeah,
and there's street sign is something about cars or something,
Yeah.
so go by the
Visual
building.
tendencies, they're on the back side of the building.
They're leaving. They'll be out this
But it's
summer.
across from
And they're gonna
Leonardo's.
redo the
basically.
sign out in the front for us, put a new sign up for us.
The other thing I thought of is like, obviously, like, we're funding 4 postcards a year, but like, what if, like, Hy-Vee wanted to share a healthy meal program for summer snacks for kids or something, like, would we be open to partnering with other organizations and sending more postcards? Like, I don't see what the harm would be if we know what the price is gonna be, as long as we're not incurring those extra costs. Or if we are, we're all agreeing to it. I mean, I would be open to something like that.
Well, we gotta get our first one off the ground.
Yeah.
We're like the Wright brothers, and we can go this far with it. Maybe the next time we'll go a little farther as the spring
Yeah.
comes, but
So I guess just off the top of your head, like if we were gonna send out a postcard in
yeah.
February,
Yeah.
what do you think would be the best thing to send out first?
information about the snow buddies.
Even if, I mean.
I don't know if you're
closer?
duplicating, I mean, it's
You
still.
gotta be a month ahead.
You gotta be a month
You
out,
gotta be,
okay.
if you're putting it out in February, it's gotta be March and April, is
Okay.
what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Put it out in
so-
January, then we can do February and March and April.
Well, maybe that should be the one for the road then,
Yeah, maybe that one, okay.
because that's gonna kick off right away by April or so.
Bringing summer and summer construction programming.
Yeah.
Reminding them
Summer
of-
programs.
Of, utility assistance, contact their, the line in
Yeah.
Mid-America, if you're in need of assistance for your utility bills. That's something that you're gonna
Yeah,
want to do.
especially in January and February.
In February, March.
They may not have thought so, but with the prices going way up.
And this not only is for existing, this is for new people coming in to our town from other places. And we do have a rotation, there's a decent rotation of people that are not in our city.
Sometime I think we should also put in about the neighborhood finance, corp,
Yes,
because that's just a good ongoing.
And I don't think a lot of people know about it.
Right, yeah,
I
just
know
so,
they got a lot
It's
of
getting out
interest
there
at
more
the
and
fair.
more.
Right,
They're
yeah.
learning more and more, so I think.
and it fits our
it's
neighborhood
grow,
perfect.
Mhm.
You know, roots anyhow, but
Okay, cool. I'll draft a couple postcards to bring to the January meeting. That way we can just kind of look at some design
Mhm.
content and then, we can have like a formal vote to approve one of them.
I doubt we'll second guess the design much.
Well, I always, because yes, I work in marketing, but like I'm not a graphic designer, so y'all put a lot of faith in me.
hey, I've seen your t-shirts, you're good.
Okay, there. Okay, cool. So I've just
She's
made some
got a
notes.
tremendous support behind her. So if she needs something, she's managed to get the right people.
I know people.
People. Yes, we do.
Blessing the curse.
So, I don't know. I know a lot of people and they've helped a lot of my friends for me.
I don't know, we were kind of talking about, we had talked about having an egg hunt before, and that might be something.
Yeah.
Easter egg hunt? Or
Yeah.
just go out and hunt eggs?
Easter egg.
Expensive.
Well, well, I was talking to Darren, our minister, and he said they had done some instead of just this mad dash, and it's just chaos. The kids had to find eggs numbered 1 through 12. Now, that would take a lot of volunteers numbering them, but it would stop that just
They have,
chaos, and then they all go
they're
home.
entitled
type
to
deal.
one
Yeah.
egg of each cut number.
Uh-huh. And, I thought it was something interesting where they really would be hunting eggs, not just grab, and then bring them up, and then they get their treat or something. So it was just an idea, but it would get the neighborhood involved over at the park. So we had tried, we were gonna do it in 2020, but you know how that went, so.
Yes, it did. It's all down and open there. Well, it's something we may have to start nurturing again.
Yeah, so I think about it, like, I like the idea of 1 to 12, or whatever numbers you want. And then they come up and get a little bag of treats, not like, they usually just grab, I want this toy, and then they go home and it's all over in 10 minutes, so.
We've seen this happen time and time again.
Mhm. A little bit different spin on it, but we would need a lot of volunteers to number them. But it's not hard, we can all count to 12, I think, so.
Well, that 12, 10 would be a good number, the way for everybody to get.
Can you talk, who's organizing it? You or Darren or?
We were just talking.
Okay, well, I was
I
gonna
was
say-
supposed to be in charge last time, but, I'll work on it.
Yeah, just bring information in January, that's perfect.
As I was thinking about it, it'd be something, I just looked, Easter is April 9th, which is kind of early. Not like March, but early April versus late April. You gotta start early on these big events. And that could be in a postcard. That's maybe one of 2 or 3. And you don't necessarily have to have maybe one topic per postcard.
No, we're going to have, it's going to be
Mhm.
several notifications to
Because we,
fit that time of year.
because we agreed to go with the bigger postcards.
Yeah.
Five,
I mean, it's like
5 by
7.
7, yeah,
Yeah.
get a little bit more room.
All right, cool. Well, I'll bring that to the next meeting. Awesome.
Good. Like the neighborhood.
You get 11 square inches more.
I love this great thing. Thanks for doing the math. I hate math. Okay, so
That's my limit.
Light the Neighborhood was the holiday contest we did last winter. We agreed to do that again this winter. We did get Quickstar to donate 100 Karuba gift certificates. So in theory, if we have 50 people give us our names and addresses within our Canada limits, each person will get 2. And then we still have just a handful of McDonald's coupons from last year, and they expire at the end of December, but I still want to get rid of them, so they might be winning those too, and only have 2 weeks to use them. Which seems kind of lame, but I don't know what else to do with them.
That works.
So I'm excited because we haven't even mailed the postcard yet, and I only posted it on Facebook. I didn't boost the post or anything, and we already have 7 people that gave us our addresses in the first day. So it's worth doing. I think it's fun.
It is.
So
People are involved.
obviously it's really easy for us to do, and it doesn't cost a whole lot of money, and it's fun. And I had a couple neighbors ask if we could come take pictures of their house again, because they like seeing their pictures of their houses on Facebook. So if they're happy, I'm happy. So that is already going very well.
And that doesn't cost anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah,
I mean,
the postcards.
Oh, I meant the pictures.
Oh, the pictures. Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
the postcard, yeah.
Yeah.
We've
And-
already paid for the post.
Yes,
so
postage is taken care of. Postcards will be coming.
They're supposed to go out this week.
Yeah, they said before Thanksgiving, so that'd be still the same 3-week turnaround time that we had last year. And then my husband and I will donate the cost for running a Facebook advertisement for our area. So hopefully that'll get some people too. Obviously, we gained followers last year by spending the $20, so it's $20. It's worth it. So yeah, that should go pretty well.
It'll be interesting at the end of the year to see how this year has come with our upgrading to our cameras and system.
The live streaming.
Both the live streaming compared to this. I don't know how many other neighborhood associations do this, but it's,
Maybe the only one that's live streaming.
but we just want, we thank everybody that watches us, supports us, and makes this work for us. First time we tried it, fell on our nose, but we are starting to see over a couple of years, we are starting to see a good turnaround there. And that's awesome. People care about what we're doing here. So with that, do we have any other business?
No December meeting.
That's my favorite color is blue.
You think we're just gonna be delivering Christmas presents to your house, or
Just like Santa Claus.
if anything, we should have had cake tonight for Galen's birthday.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm
Slackers.
slacking.
Well, if that's no new business other than no meeting in December, Make a motion, we adjourn meeting.
All right,
Favor?
Second.
thank
Aye.
you.
Thank you all for coming. Have a great holiday season.
You as well.